I never doubt about myself. My mentality is always like, I don't care who is there. I'm gonna achieve my goals no matter what.
One day you be like, all right, I hit my ceiling. You break through this ceiling and you're like, oh man, there's another ceiling out there.
Canelo's strong and is easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Yeah. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't even hit.
The most versatile and adaptive fighter nowadays, Terrence "Bud" Crawford faces the living legend and face of modern boxing, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Crawford, he likes to pick up the weight, so I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long time. But I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
Terrence is freakishly strong. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside.
I've been fighting bigger guys my whole life.
In his last 3 fights, Terrence Crawford recorded 3 wins, after a walkover and a knockout victory against David Avanesian on July 29, 2023. Crawford faced Errol Spence Jr. in a long-awaited showdown for the undisputed welterweight title. Contrary to many expectations, the fight wasn't even close. Crawford completely dismantled Errol Spence. Controlling the match with his jab, lightning-fast hands, and elite ring IQ, the Nebraska native won every round, dropping Spence in the 7th before finishing him in the 9th. Crawford's latest bout, however, wasn't as smooth. On August 3, 2024, he made his debut at 154 pounds against the reigning WBA super welterweight world champion, Israil Madrimov. The Uzbek fighter caused serious problems for Crawford. That night, the American's creativity seemed to falter, and he was frequently caught by Madrimov's straight right, the most dangerous punch for southpaw fighters. Madrimov displayed impressive composure and enough technical skill to trade evenly with Crawford. Still, with sheer grit, Bud managed to secure a very narrow but unanimous decision on the judges' scorecards.
They have weight classes for a reason. And this isn't a skill matchup. It has nothing to do with skill. It has to do with weight.
But I'm still going to go with my stablemate, Canelo Alvarez. I think it's a late knockout. If not, it might end in 6.
Canelo has the size, he has the power. He starts to take you to deep waters, and the power will eventually be too much.
Canelo has been the more active of the 2 fighters, having fought his last 3 bouts within a year. Activity has always helped Canelo stay sharp and maintain momentum at the top. On May 4, 2024, he faced the tough Jaime Munguia. The 2 fighters delivered an exciting match for the fans, with Munguia having his moments across all 12 rounds. Despite that, he hit the canvas for the first time in his career in the 4th round after Canelo landed a heavy uppercut to the chin. Munguia continued to trade power shots with Alvarez and certainly challenged the superstar, but ultimately Canelo did enough to claim the victory. Next in line for the money fight was Edgar Berlanga. He came in looking to overpower Canelo with size, but it backfired. In the 3rd round, he walked straight into a trap and hit the canvas after a hard left hook to the chin. Berlanga looked strong and prepared, but Canelo matched him punch for punch, and the difference in class showed, as Canelo left no doubt and secured a unanimous decision. His last fight, which took place just recently, on May 3rd this year, is hard to comment on. William Skull gave both Canelo and boxing fans worldwide a headache. He employed a highly defensive game plan, resulting in a historically low number of punches thrown, just 445 combined, the fewest ever recorded in a 12-round fight since CompuBox began tracking stats over 40 years ago. However, Canelo won one of the dullest fights of his career by unanimous decision.
You knew what was coming if you won this fight. That was a crack at this man. 2-time undisputed champion, Bud Crawford.
Crawford is one of the best out there, and I like to share the ring with that kind of fighters, and it's my pleasure.
Why do you believe that you're the man to knock him off?
I'm the best. That's why.
For the upcoming fight on September 12th, Crawford will need to gain 14 pounds, which could negatively impact his speed and stamina, and potentially influence the outcome. Canelo has 10 consecutive wins in the current division and seems fully comfortable at this weight. In the ring, the Mexican will be the bigger man, while Terrence will essentially be a guest in one of the most hostile environments possible. Nevertheless, Bud has the tools to surprise Canelo. He's the most adaptive fighter of this era, always finding a way to win. A world-class fighter who can box in any style from both stances. Additionally, Crawford is highly experienced and a dangerous puncher. His record speaks for itself: 41 wins, 31 by knockout, and no defeats. But even more experienced is the Mexican legend with 63 wins in 65 fights, having stopped opponents 39 times before the final bell. Canelo is an aggressive fighter with devastating power. His high ring IQ allows him to calculate the perfect moment to land a precise heavy punch, while during the rest of the fight, he systematically breaks down his opponents, pounding the gloves, biceps, and shoulders. On top of that, Alvarez possesses elite defense. His waist and head movement are exceptional, and on the rare occasions he does get caught, he absorbs punches well. For Crawford to win, he'll need a truly special performance. But if there's anyone who could face Canelo and remain flawless, it's the American. In recent years, Canelo's game has appeared more and more predictable with each fight, and many feel he's showing a decline in his activity, sharpness, and overall ring presence. Crawford, on the other hand, is the king of the super welterweight division, but struggled against Madrimov in the upper welterweight category. Now, he'll have to climb yet another division to face an ultimate fighter like Canelo. There's a staggering 28-pound difference between his comfortable division and the one he'll face Canelo in. That's exactly why Crawford must be perfect. Even the smallest mistake could cost him the fight. Terrence is a tough competitor with enough power to trouble Canelo, but his speed and stamina will be in question. That's why he can't afford to get caught clean by the Mexican. If Canelo finds an opening in Crawford's game, it's highly likely he could break him down and even score a knockout. The two fighters share the same height, but Crawford's reach is a full 3.5 inches longer than Canelo's, which is undoubtedly a significant advantage. Also, Bud has a wider arsenal of weapons and is one of the most skilled fighters of this generation, fully capable of outboxing Canelo. The classic strategy for Crawford would be to keep the fight at a distance and try to win rounds on points. If he outpaces Canelo with speed and manages to avoid his attacks while landing accurate shots, that would win him most of the rounds. A less conventional approach would be to surprise Canelo by pushing him onto the back foot. If Bud can apply constant pressure and harassment, Canelo's power tends to wane. However, considering Canelo boasts one of the best counterpunching styles in the world, this would be a huge risk. This fight could go 1,000 different ways, and any prediction would be as right as it is wrong. The only thing certain is that we, the boxing fans, are the biggest winners from matchups like this. We're placing our bet on a Crawford win by decision. We believe the American's power, adaptability, and ring IQ will help him give over 100% in this fight. Now it's your turn. Who takes it, Canelo or Crawford? Drop your predictions in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, share it with a fellow boxing fan. Subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.